This week on UND Insider Weekly, we finally rip off the bandaid and talk about the men's hockey tough loss to Minnesota at the Frozen Four. Baseball returns home this weekend, currently tied for third in the WAC conference. Coach Dodson will be here in the Coach's Corner to talk about baseball's season so far and the upcoming games this weekend. And a chance to see a new-looking team as the annual spring football game is right around the corner. Brand new offensive coordinator Paul Rudolph will join us to preview that game. That's all this week on UND Insider Weekly. And welcome to UND Insider Weekly with Tom Miller and Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald, Paul Ralston from UND Athletics. I'm Tim Hennessy, gentlemen, ripping the Band-Aid off. In Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago, the semifinal game against Minnesota results in a loss with 0.6 seconds to go, ending North Dakota's season. I don't know about you guys, but I like to think it was a four-game tournament, got through two of them and then lost in the third game. A devastating loss, but one that you can walk away from. I think Coach Hackstall said 2 times he's been to the Frozen Four that he's walked away and went, what more can I do?
Yeah, I would actually, I think that's the third time probably. His first year when they played Denver, they outshot them like 45-22, and then of course the Michigan one, and then this one. So it's kind of confusing how this seems to keep happening to them when they're there, that they've had so many games where they've played so well and haven't won. You keep thinking one of these years it's going to turn around for them, but it didn't this year.
And Tom and Brad, I guess my question is I felt this way watching it from home, was that I thought North Dakota did a nice job of taking the game to Minnesota, and as the game wore on, I thought Minnesota was being forced to play the way North Dakota wanted them to play, basically, and I thought that was really evident in the third period. So it was just kind of surprising how it all came to an end so fast. It was so immediate. What'd you think?
Well, shots were pretty lopsided in favor of North Dakota in the third, both shot attempts and shots on goal. They have the power play late in the game to try to win it, and I think a lot of people forget about Adam Wilcox made a toe save on a Steph Patton tip, and that was a terrific save, and that's probably the game saver for the Gophers there.
I think the one thing that was evident in this whole thing is very difficult to get there, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, Union, and I said it against Boston College, we were just talking about it, that I think Union against Boston College made enough mistakes to get themselves beat in 3 games. Things fell there. I'm not saying they weren't a good team, they're a very good team and deserve it of the championship, but things have to fall your way when you get that far.
And it is really tough to get there. Like we were talking a couple weeks ago, Wisconsin this year has a senior-laden team. That's a really good team. This is a team they've been waiting for 3 years, and they end up losing first round, and that can happen in this tournament. That's a difficult part for some really good teams. So that's why getting to the Frozen Four isn't easy, especially these days. Maybe you would know better than me, 15, 20 years ago, there might have only been a handful of teams capable of making the Frozen Four.
Usually
right now,
you can narrow it down.
Yeah, right now, anyone that's in the tournament can make it.
Yeah, we certainly can. That was proven once again this year. Let's turn our sights to baseball a little bit, where North Dakota finds themselves tied for third place in the WAC conference. Got off to a great start against Utah Valley, and then came back from Chicago last week with a victory there. But in the WAC, they've got all their wins in conference, and I guess that's where it counts, huh?
I guess if, Tom, you probably know better than I as far as, I didn't really know what to expect going into this year with the WAC. I thought that it was going to be a tremendous challenge because there's certainly some tradition-rich baseball schools in that conference, and right now, Tom, I'd say that they're position-wise pretty good at this point in the conference season.
Right, and like you said, going into the WAC, you don't know what to expect because you're playing against a lot of schools, the Sacramento, even Utah Valley schools that get to be outside much longer than North Dakota. So to start the year 7-5, and the only almost home game you had against Northern Colorado, that series you went 3-0. I'm sure they're very happy to host Seattle this weekend because, as we all know, the road home splits in the Big Sky is in the Big Sky or the WAC, same kind of issue. It can be difficult.
The almost home series, of course, was against Northern Colorado in Bismarck. It was supposed to be a home series here. Their rotation, you go right from Jeff Campbell and Tomey, and now the freshman Zach Muckenhern has really gotten things going for him. You get pitching in that league, and I think that's obviously where most teams would like to start. Huh?
And I think that's helped them to go from in the Great West. They had that 4 4-game series in a weekend, and now they have a 3-game series. You can kind of narrow down to your 3 top starting pitchers, and sometimes finding that 4th one can be pretty difficult. So when you can go Tome, Muckenhern, and Campbell, that's a pretty good 3 you can roll out there every weekend.
What's Campbell's story? Because I oftentimes wonder how he arrived at North Dakota. Yeah, because here's a guy that obviously has got a big bat, has been known for that early in his career. Kind of came in as a first baseman. Here he's throwing the ball and has been throwing it quite well for this North Dakota pitching staff.
Because he wanted to pitch and hit?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Coach Dodson, I think, said he stepped off the plane in flip-flops once when he probably shouldn't have. But that's big to land him. Middle of the lineup guy, can pitch and hit for you.
Not bad. Doing a nice job for them. They play this weekend against Seattle on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Kraft Field, weather permitting, of course. Also, well, they don't need weather permitting because they'll be at the Alara Center. The UND football team under head coach Bubba Schweiger will have their spring game. I don't know what kind of a game you can have with 65 or 62 players, whatever it is, but they will come out and show folks some of the things they're trying to do. What do you think of that?
You know, I look at it from the standpoint of there's guys that are battling for positions that maybe felt that they never really had a great look early in their careers, and so it's really brought out a competition. And I've been out to practice the scrimmage this past Friday, Tim, and I thought the one thing you can take away from it is that this staff has gotten these guys to buy into the details, the little things. You can see them hustling between periods, just getting to that next drill, and that's encouraging. There's still mistakes, and you heard Coach Schweiger talk about it. They're trying to eliminate those as they go along. I think that's still going to be the case as they move forward. They're going to have a few mistakes, but I just like the attitude this team has gotten. What do you think, Tom?
Well, yeah, if you like position battles, this is the kind of the spring to watch. You have a quarterback mix that's up in the air. You have a wide receiver mix that's up in the air. Who's going to take carries at running back? I mean, at literally every position, it's very fluid as the depth chart looks.
Paul Rudolph will be with us, offensive coordinator, a little bit later in the show, and we'll have to ask him what you can accomplish with those numbers, because I frankly, I don't know what are the numbers going to end up at? What do they expect? What do they hope for?
I imagine they'll bring in 30 to 35 guys in the fall. So right now you're probably around 65. So that's a whole lot of competition coming in. Right now you have 3 or 4 cornerbacks, and you're probably going to have maybe 8 come fall. So things are going to look a lot different after spring ball.
Could you see not only arrivals right at the beginning of fall, but guys kind of arriving here during the summer, basically, maybe decided things weren't going well at their previous program, like drop downs, things of that evolve here as we get through May and June?
I think the phrase they'll use the whole time is that recruiting's never over, and you're always willing to improve your football team.
That's where it's going to go this Saturday at the Alara Center. It's the annual spring game for UND football. And coming up, back-to-back Coach's Corners, starting with baseball. Head coach Jeff Dodson joins us next.
The great thing about snowboarding is the adventure. All day long, you're finding different ways of doing different things, and it's never the same. I don't mind snowboarding alone, but if you've got your friends up there on the mountain and you guys can all cruise down together, it's a really, really fun time. Snowboarding has been really fun and really rewarding for me, and I want it to be fun and rewarding for my customers as well. I'm Lindsay McKinstry, and I'm one of the snowboard experts at Shields.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
You're different today than yesterday. Yet, you're still a college hockey fan. Proud of national titles. Riveted with stories about the early days. Proud of the school's first big stage appearance. Excited knowing you compete among the game's elite. And recalling the recent reign over college hockey's best. The puck has dropped, and the NCHC has arrived. It's time. Get in the game.
Cities Area Transit. We go where you go.
Did you know that riding the city bus is free for UND and Northland students?
I ride the bus so I don't have to find a parking spot, and then I'm always within an easy walking distance to all of my classes.
I'm going green, so I ride my bike everywhere. But when the weather turns bad, I take the bus. And why not? It's free.
Cities Area Transit. Enjoy the ride.
Life is busy, but many professionals are finding ways to advance their career with a Master's in Business Administration at the University of North Dakota. Students attend UND online and on campus. The program is nationally recognized and emphasizes one-on-one with faculty. Find the title you deserve. Enroll today.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win.
The FCS
But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Burger King, where taste is king, Grand Forks Cities Area Transit, and the Ground Round.
This weekend, baseball and softball return to Grand Forks. All starts with softball taking on Big Sky Full Northern Colorado in a 3-game series Friday and Saturday. Then baseball squares off with their new conference opponent, Seattle, for a 3-game set Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Game time subject to change. You can watch and listen to these games on UND Insider. For complete webcast information, go to undsports.com. Take me out to the ballpark. Coach Jeff Dodson's with us in the UND baseball team, and you guys have been playing. We haven't had an opportunity to see a whole lot of baseball around here. Jeff, you've had that in California and Chicago and Utah and every place else. Your team has gotten off to a great start in the WAC conference, huh?
Yeah, they have. They're ready to be home, though. It's definitely it's definitely good to sleep in your own bed and get to play in front of your own fans and things like that. But I think we've handled ourselves really well on the road. We're tied for 3rd in the league right now, and one of the teams that we're tied with we have here this weekend.
This will be, we talked about it, in the top 6 teams in the WAC conference make it to the tournament, and so these 3 games this weekend could go a long way in determining that, huh?
Yeah, it really could, and essentially you put a team, if you win a series, you put a team 3 games behind you, and it's a big series for us, and we have to be at the top of our game. Seattle has a nice club, even though they're not really known, I don't think, as being a great baseball school, in some parts, especially the Midwest, but they have a really nice club. They had a great recruiting class who were freshmen this year, similar to where we were 2 years ago, so they're going to be a very tough opponent this weekend.
I was going to say that, your team was young 2 years ago. Now you've matured and developed, and you've got to be pretty happy with the way things have come along for you. Huh?
Yeah, really have. We've got a great group of juniors. That's a huge class for us. Then we've got 4 seniors this year, and every one of those guys are factoring in big for us. On the mound, Patrick Reaver, Taylor Peterson, Jake Threlkeld, Zach Trigstad, all those guys who have been at different points, in their career, in this program. But Trigstad, who's been here the longest, has been a big factor for us, and we're excited about maybe giving those guys a good send-off here. Your
Peterson, your catcher, with the younger pitching staff coming along, how has he done a good job with the pitchers? Obviously, it seems like it anyway.
Yeah, it really does. He's got a very good mindset for the game. Baseball, he's very mentally tough, and he expects a lot out of our pitchers and himself, and the rest of the guys as well. So it's great to have a guy like him leading your pitching staff.
Coach, you mentioned in previous conversations that you guys are getting some 2-out hitting. You'd probably like to start the offense a little bit sooner than that. That's a good trait to have, but maybe just getting it going a little bit earlier, and then you can produce a few more runs even.
Yeah, right, absolutely. That's one thing that really got us into trouble this weekend, at Chicago State, is we didn't do a lot, to begin the inning or with 1 out. And, the odds of getting, in college baseball, roughly, the odds of getting 3 consecutive hits are 27-1. So we try to stay away from those, odds, and, we try to get something started. One of our goals this weekend will be to have, the leadoff hitter on base 5 of the 9 innings that we're playing, in the game, and to give ourselves a chance to create something, essentially, and to force them to think more and to put a little more perceived pressure, I think, on the offense.
You don't see a high school kid come in and throw at this level of college ball as well as Zach Muckenhern has done. What's the key to his game? He struck out, I think, almost as many guys as innings he's pitched.
Yeah.
What's the key to that young guy?
Well, I think it's what's inside him. He really has, he has a lot of guts. He has a lot of belief in himself. His work ethic is second to none on our club, even though he's a freshman. And he's gained 20 some odd pounds since he's been here. And his velocities has increased on his fastball, and his secondary pitches have gotten better too. But when he steps on the mound, I know he's throwing game 2 for us now. But there's a case you can make for him to be our number 1. But game 2 is a huge swing game. If you lose game 1, you want to have a chance to win game 2, so you can try to avoid the sweep on the last day. And then if you win game 1, you take 2 out of 3 if you win game 2. So he's in a great spot for us in the rotation, and he's a good guy to have on your club.
That's a heck of a spot to put a young guy in, isn't it?
Right, he's up for it though. He's really good.
If he's ready for it, that just means better things to come in the future, huh?
Right, that's why he signed with us, because he knew he was going to get the opportunity if he earned it to to pitch, and he's doing a really good job for us.
These guys asked it earlier about Jeff Campbell and why he would come here from California and play here. Obviously, a very good ball player, pitcher, and he hits the ball well, leads you in home runs. So tell him why he came to North Dakota.
Yeah, well, he's he was a guy that when he came on his recruiting visit, all he brought with him was shorts, and and then it snowed on his recruiting visit. So I'm thinking that as soon as the first snowflake hit the ground, I'm thinking he's out the door. And but fortunately he gave us a verbal commitment on that trip, and when he came on his recruiting visit. But we got him because he wanted to pitch and hit, and that was a big thing for a lot of bigger schools wanted him to either pitch or hit, and we gave him the opportunity to do both.
Jeff will be there this weekend. Best of luck.
Great, thank you very much.
Jeff Dodson's UND baseball coach, and they play Seattle this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Kraft Field. Still to come, offensive coordinator Paul Rudolph will join us for a bonus Coach's Corner to preview the upcoming spring football game.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Cities Area Transit. We go where you go.
Did you know that riding the city bus is free for UND and Northland students?
I ride the bus so I don't have to find a parking spot, and then I'm always within an easy walking distance to all of my classes.
I'm going green, so I ride my bike everywhere. But when the weather turns bad, I take the bus. And why not? It's free.
Cities Area Transit. Enjoy the ride.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day. Crossing the line of that marathon, it's the biggest reward you can get. I want my customers to achieve their goals and go above and beyond. I'm Nikki Ladegi, and I'm one of the running experts at Shields.
The season finale of the Emmy-nominated series Through These Doors premieres this Thursday. Get behind-the-scenes access and players' thoughts on the season and looking forward to next year. You can catch the brand new episode Thursday at 9 p.m. on UND Insider and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Midco Sports Network. Also this Saturday, catch the spring football game. Action starts at 1 o'clock at the Alaris Center. You can also catch the action live on UND Insider, UNDsports.com. And the offensive coordinator of the new look team, Paul Rudolph, joins us in the Coach's Corner to preview that game. Paul, nice to see you, and football's underway. You'll be done by the end of the week for the spring. First of all, give us your take on coming to North Dakota to help out Bubba Schweigert and build this football program up in the Big Sky.
Well, it was quite an honor, to be honest with you. It's been extremely grateful, and I've enjoyed every day of it, every minute of it, if you will.
Grand Forks and everything, the weather and everything?
Well, I'm used to the Midwest weather. It hasn't bothered me that much.
Is it difficult as an offensive coordinator to have so many position battles up for grabs as you go through spring practice, whether it's quarterback, running back, wide receiver? It seems like every position.
Well, we're definitely a new look. There's no doubt about that. And, there's a little experience along the offensive line, and there's some experience at tight end and fullback, although they didn't play a whole lot last year with the style of, a little change in system, but there's some experience there. But outside of that, you're right, man. We got a lot of position battles, and then at the same token, we don't have a lot of depth either.
With that change in maybe philosophy or how you run things, you feel like guys are up to speed with maybe the terminology and some of those X's and O's type stuff?
We're getting closer. I think it's really been a day by day, just as Coach Weigert's, MO there is day by day, and we've been kind of day by day just as to, it's a small step here and it's a small step there, but we've made progress. I don't know that we're exactly where we'd like to be, but we've made progress.
Well, we've seen the Big Sky Conference, and we know that a lot of it is known for the big plays in the passing game, but the teams that have been successful, we've also noticed, have got a stud running back, and they run the football. And it sounds like that's what you guys intend to do.
Yeah, we'd like to have a 50-50 balance as much as we possibly could, and run the football and create the play action pass game, and obviously be able to drop back, and you got to keep people honest and be able to execute all three phases. But there's no question that we'd like to hang our hat on being a tough football team and being able to run the football.
You look at the quarterback battle, and obviously they went through that last year. These young guys, they battled through last season. But I think you look at the fullback, Dwayne Pekoski, you put him on the offensive side of the football in that huddle. He just exhibits football player, doesn't he? With having him out there every day for practice.
You nailed it right on the head there. That guy is a football player. He enjoys playing. He enjoys learning. He enjoys running into people, and that's not normal. When you walk across the street, but that guy enjoys playing football.
He's constantly got the J.J. Watt nose break too, so I think that adds to kind of his football toughness. Is he's got that blood dripping down his nose about daily.
It's been pretty much daily from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Well, what were your thoughts? You've got 4 quarterbacks. You got 2 of them that saw a lot of action last year. What were your thoughts when you saw those guys going in?
Well, I was excited to have a couple guys that have played and have some experience in running the football team and through the Big Sky. And then I heard a lot of things about Kurt. Obviously hadn't been able to watch him play, but have been able to watch him play now in practice. And, we definitely have a battle. It'll go right into the fall. We'll have to make a decision, obviously, in the fall. But what we'd like to have happen is one of those guys makes the decision for us and kind of moves ahead in the whole pecking order and just shows that they're going to run the team, and they've got the confidence and the wherewithal to do it all.
Paul, limited numbers. What are we going to see on Saturday in the spring game?
Well, Saturday it's going to be kind of more of a controlled scrimmage, if you will. I mean, we're going to put the ball in the red zone to start out and see if we can get the juices flying and, see if the defense can stop the offense or the offense can put it in the zone right away and get a little excitement. And we'll get some goal line plays, and we're going to move the ball out to the middle of the field and, just run some normal down and distance type stuff. And then back it up and put the ball down there in a tough position and see if the offense can move it out or the defense can force a 3 and out and try to control it to about 50 plays. If we can get 50 plays out of it, we think that'll be a pretty good afternoon.
It's Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Paul, great to see you and best of luck in the future here.
Oh, thanks for having me on, and I appreciate it.
Paul Rudolph is the offensive coordinator of the UND football team in action this Saturday, the spring game at the Alara Center. There's a lot to choose from. We'll see what the panel is looking forward to this week.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Burger King, where taste is king, Grand Forks Cities Area Transit, and the Ground Round.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win.
At the tape, the
FCS National.
but remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
All right, guys, let's go down the panel here and find out what you gentlemen are looking forward to coming up. Tom?
We'll start on the end. All right. I'll say the baseball program, finally getting to host at Kraft Field. 7-5 in the WAC. It's kind of a swing series, I guess you could say. You could finish up 10-5 or 7-8. There's a lot of room in there. Could decide a lot of things.
Brad, what are you looking forward to other than a nap?
Yes, I'm looking forward to that too, but one of the most fun things in the spring, I think, is when there's nice weather to go sit out on the deck over at Kraft Field and enjoy a baseball game or two, and so that's what I'm looking forward to. Let's get the warmer weather here already and enjoy some baseball games.
And I obviously am going to look forward to some softball because I'm going to be helping out with those broadcasts on UND Insider here this weekend. Coach Oakley getting his team back on the Apollo Complex field. It should be fun to see as they've got crucial games coming up, but also obviously the results of spring football. I want to see how that game kind of pans out. I know it's just an enhanced scrimmage, but just to see those guys in action with the pads on again should be a lot of fun just to see how it evolves.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what goes on in that football scrimmage, just to see how this team looks, reacts, how they go after it under Coach Bubba Schweiger. It'll be fun to see that. And of course the baseball, I'll be out there calling that on UNDsports.com as well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Catch the penultimate episode next Wednesday as we preview the plays up for grabs for the top plays of the spring. Vote now on UNDsports.com. The new episode will premiere next week, Wednesday at 8 o'clock on UNDsports.com, Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sports Network.